Hello students of class 12, welcome to the online tutorial classes for Vidya Bhavan High Secondary School. This video is for class 12 nutrition. The chapter that I will continue today is the infancy and it is the part 7. So in the previous video I discussed about the lactation failure and the different feeding style, and today I will discuss about the weaning. The weaning is a very important topic. So the weaning means to be compatible with the other foods. So first let me give you what is the definition by the UNICEF of this weaning. Okay, they told that the systematic process of introduction of suitable foods at the right time in addition to mother's milk in order to provide needed nutrients to the body or to the baby. So the systematic process of introduction of the suitable food at the right time in addition to mother's milk in order to provide needed nutrients to the baby. So it only comes after the exclusively breastfeeding of the 6 months, but after that weaning should be started. But here is a very important line, that in addition to the breast milk, that they are not telling to stop the breast milk. It is only the addition with it, because after the 6 months of the age, the children body needs more energy, more nutrients that can't be provided by the mother's body. So that is why the other food things have to be given to them. And also one more thing is their body structure, physiological structure, the structure of the mouth, the teeth formation happens, and then they can actually chew the food, they can engulf the food, their taste buds forming properly. So now it is the right time to to introduce with the other foods of the natural foods that they can take. Okay, so weaning is the second step of the self-existence that we do. That the first is the cutting the umbilical cord from the mother, and second is the disattachment from the mother's breast. Okay, so the weaning means make free from the habit of breastfeeding or take the baby away from the breast and nourish by other means. Okay, so some of the physiological development of feeding reflexes and the skills our infants are given. Let me discuss it first. So the physiology of developing of feeding reflexes and skills in infants. Okay. So the first is the biting, or you can say it is munching. What is it? It is the up and down movement of the mandible appears around the 5 months of age. So the presence of gag reflex, the early introduction of the semi-solid foods, and this diminish around this 6 to 7 months of the age of facilitating feeding of the solid foods. Okay, it mainly coming with this 5 to 6 months, that is called the gag reflex. Okay. Next, the lateral movement of tongue. Lateral movement of tongue. Lateral movement of the tongue, and that moves fluid drools to the molar development by the 8 to 12 months, and fully rotatory chewing is producing after that. So they can able to chew the foods properly in that period. The next is called the energy gap in this under optimal age. Okay, so here the optimal age for introducing the complementary foods should be the time when breast milk alone fails to meet the all nutrient components that are needed for the child. Okay, so they are now growing up, their nutrient need is also increased. So now to meet up the energy gap, they should be incorporated with this weaning food to meet the energy gap. Okay, so we have to follow the optimal age for it, and also the second is to meet up the energy gap. The next point, the concept of the introducing of the complementary feeding is all about the 6 months of the age, and from this the ideal time of introduction of the semi-solid foods, and the baby becomes biologically fit and ready to accept it, because before that the all enzymes are not producing properly in their body, so they can't eat the food, and after eating they can't digest the food properly because the enzymes lacking. So here now the enzymes are also can be produced in their body, and so their body is already fit for taking the other foods. Okay, next is the sensitive periods, or the learn about the swallowing, how to eat the food, how to swallow the food, how to chew the food. They already learn about that. If the introduction of the semi-solid and the solid are delayed, then the stimulus for the chewing development are not applied at appropriate age of the child may enter to the critical period. So after which the infant will always be a poor chewer. So in this age we have to incorporate the semi-solid foods first, not the solid in very first. First we have to introduce with the liquid foods, then the semi-solid and the soft foods, and then the finger foods like the small pieces of the cucumber you can give, and after that the solid foods. Okay, so if we don't give them these foods, they for the whole life they can be the poor chewer. Okay, so other reasons of the complementary feedings at this age are, at the age of the complementary feedings does not replace the breast milk intake. The risk of introducing the infection by allergic feeding or overweight with the energy and the nutrient supply. Early weaning result to the high risk of diarrhea and the respiratory failures. Sometimes the development of the head control and also head and mouth coordination is also important, that the child have to take it and then you have to coordinate the hand muscle to the mouth and take it to the mouth, and then they have to eat this food. The intestinal amylase matures the gut, becomes ready to accept cereals and the pulses. Gums harden the prior to tooth to erupt the baby enjoying gumming semi-solid. So then they only the teeth are started to just producing. We have to give the finger foods to them that can help to like forming the teeth properly and their proper shape. Tendency to push solids out from their mouth will be decreased. Okay, so this drama of the things of the weanings in our normal family, it is called the annaprashan, that we are giving in the 6 to 8 months of the age. And this, if the weaning will happen in delay, then the effective results will be happen and the child will not learn how to eat properly, and obviously the energy loss will be incorporated. So the next video I will discuss about the circumstances under which weaning should be started early. Till then, thank you.